It is time for another Hoboken real estate market update. We're here through the middle of the summer. July is behind us, and we're going to take a look at a few things that you need to know going into this fall to make sure you're most prepared to take advantage of this market coming up. What's up, guys? It's Jeff Bonk here with eXp Realty and the HBB Group in Hoboken, and we've had the pleasure of helping thousands of clients over the last 10 years buy, rent, sell, and invest here in Hoboken. And today we're going to take you through a little bit of a different market update. We're going to talk about some anecdotal things that are happening in Hoboken right now, supply and demand, and how hot the market is. But also we want to talk a little bit about what's happening in New Jersey in general, so you can take a look at some of these stats and what some of these numbers are looking like that might give you an idea of something you could take advantage of in the fall and going into next year. So let's start with what's happening in Hoboken. We're not going to go line by line through the numbers this month, but we are going to talk just high level. Right now, we're not seeing much change. We're seeing a lot of buyer demand, a lot of renter demand, very, very, very limited supply on the seller and on the landlord side. Some of that's seasonality, some of that's just continuing with the trends we've been talking about all year, which is high interest rates don't make sellers want to sell their property, and renters don't want to move because rents are up. So that if they can renew, they're staying. So we're just seeing limited supply on both sides there, and demand is still high. Everything that's on, we're seeing at least one offer in the first weekend, maybe upwards of 2 and 3 offers, either at asking price. If something's super overpriced, maybe a smidge underneath, but most things are going at asking price or multiple offers and over asking. So not a lot has changed. We're seeing it stronger than we usually do this time of the year. We always see limited supply, but we usually see limited demand too. And we're not seeing demand really go away right now. We had interest rates spike over the last few weeks, up over 7% for a little while. Luckily, they've dipped back down. And buyers either decided to buy with cash or are just looking those interest rates straight in the eyes and saying, no problem, I need a new place anyway, and I'm willing to still put an offer in on properties. So that's what's happening here, kind of anecdotally high level in Hoboken. Now let's take a look at something that I think is going to be very appealing to a lot of people, especially in the move-up market in New Jersey. If you're looking to move from Hoboken to the suburbs, if you're looking to move from a lower price point to a higher price point, which is most move-up market buyers and sellers. And I want to run through some numbers with you that I think are really going to tell a story and give you an idea if this is something you want to tackle this next 6 months or so. So the first thing we want to look at is how many homes are selling by different price points throughout the whole state of New Jersey. And if you look at this chart here, you'll see that the lower the price point, there's way less sales happening in the state this year. Now, what does that mean? I mean, does that mean that there aren't enough buyers, that they're not willing to buy those properties, that they only want to buy higher price point properties and lower price point properties are sitting? Now, that might be the case if you just look at this one chart. That might be what you come to. But if we take a look at this next chart, we see the amount of unsold inventory that's currently on the market per price point. And what we see is a very similar looking graph. We see the amount of unsold homes are dramatically lower for lower price points, meaning they're moving. There are not a lot of them come on the market, they're selling quickly, and there's way less of them available right now. So if I have a property that's, let's just say $700,000, and I'm living in a 2-bedroom condo in Hoboken, $700,000-800,000, and I'm looking to go buy a big home and call it Summit, Rumson, Westfield, one of these other places that so many people move to out of Hoboken, and that property is going to be 1.5, I'm going to have way more demand and way less competition for my property around 700,000 or 800,000, and way less demand and way less competition when I'm going to buy out there, right? So there's going to be more properties still on the market. They're still down, but they're not as down as dramatically as the lower price point markets are. And there's more transactions still happening there, right? So sellers are willing to sell, buyers are willing to buy there. It's just going to be a more neutral, more natural market than we have here where things are flying off the market. We're seeing lower price point properties appreciate 10, 15, 20% this year, when the average in Hoboken and the average in New Jersey this year is only about 4%. So that tells me if I'm a move-up buyer, this year might be a good opportunity to do so. You're going to have less demand because those mortgage rates are high for those high price point markets, right? That makes a big difference the higher price you go. But if you're confident, as we are pretty confident, and all of our good lenders that we talk to say that this is temporary, rates will come down as inflation calms down, rates will come down as the economy stabilizes and things get a little bit calmer, we can get the growth under control, you can refi down a point or two most likely in the next 2 to 3 years. Don't bank on that. Be able to afford the price you pay today and the rate you pay today, but know that there's a good likelihood that you could take advantage of that. That's one place of opportunity that a buyer and a seller in this market can really take advantage of. All right, guys, so that's it for this time. I hope that was a helpful look into what's happening this summer in Hoboken. Also a helpful look into the broader market of New Jersey, what's happening this year, and maybe a little piece of opportunity for someone who is looking to move up in the next 6 months or so through the fall into the winter. There's more opportunity that comes around election cycles, around holidays, when things calm down, when there's different news out there. Always be in the know, always know what's happening. Come check back here every month and hear the updates, because without that, you're just kind of getting headlines from CNBC, Fox News, CNN, and they're not really trying to provide information. They're trying to provide headlines that are going to get you to click. So come here. Also reach out if you have questions about your particular situation, something that wasn't covered here. We're always happy to have a conversation with you, and we'll see you on the next one.